flip side of that, like let's say you'd had a long week at the Bunny Ranch.
Yes.
You've had a ton of sex. Did you ever just think, I never want to have sex again?
Oh, no.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey,
That's important. That's good, yeah.
I mean, I have been burnt out. Like, I've been sore. There are guys in the porn business, because I have to turn a lot of my scenes into anal scenes because there's no pubic bone in the way. Because my hoo-ha is kind of like tight. The bones are tight. It's not... And some guys can't fit, and sometimes like, get a shoehorn, right?
Yeah, because there's the pelvic bone.
Yeah, so they have to. So I turn a lot of scenes into anal scenes. But I mean, when they do say no, it has to be vaginal. You're like, I sometimes have to put ice cubes in. There have been times where like I don't want to touch it. I'm having a hard time sitting down. You know.
I have never thought of that some women don't have a lot of vaginal sex.
Because they're too big. Because the guys are too big.
The idea is
the girth is too big.
They're considered shallow because the pelvic bone creates a curve that.
So
and again, man, he's not bendy enough to.
Yeah, if they're like super rock hard,
right.
like.
And you're just ramming into my pelvis, and that's not the sexy part.
Well, in the porn, we have to have sex at a 45-degree angle to show the penetration. So, like, that's my kidney. I'm gonna piss blood after this. That's awesome. Thank you.
Just ruined my spleen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I keep going back. There is a difference between sex and not. There is. Yeah. And you appreciate that more being in the sex industry because you know what love isn't, and because we have to create this facade. We have to work at really trying to figure out, okay, what do other people perceive love to be? Because for the girlfriend experience, you have to give them what they perceive it to be, not what you think it is.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because you're fulfilling their fantasy.
You're filling their fantasy. I mean, whether I come or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me at that point because I'm their girlfriend experience. They're not my boyfriend experience. That's how that works. Although I did flip it a couple times.
Even though I wish guys would just be all excited about making you come. Like, where are those guys?
There are some. And it's nice. It's quite nice.
Those guys exist.
But yeah, it's very hard to date. It's very hard to date. So that's why I was like, okay, if I can either do one or the other.
Okay. I was just asking how much time we have. How much? Yes.
Back to the Bunny Ranch. Ratio. How many guys that you worked for there made you feel respected?
All of them. Even the fetish guys.
Nice.
Especially the fetish guys. Yeah. Especially the ones that like to be treated like a human toilet. That's pretty funny.
Well, I think part of that, because, I'm more in the F7 world than in the vanilla world, I guess, as far as that's concerned. And it's been my experience that the guys, especially the submissive guys or the switch guys, or the guys who are into various fetishes that are not mainstream. Because, like, a boob fetish, no one likes.
Yeah.
Like, really? You're interested in boobs?
Yeah, who is
really?
it? I am.
Right, well, boobs. But when it's a foot fetish, when it's, when it's scat play or anything like that, anything that's out of that norm.
They're going to be taped up like a mermaid and dumped in the pool and fished out with a net and pretended to be scales,
Sure!
Exactly.
All that stuff. I think you do find...
Speaking.
Right. That's not a real example or anything. I think it creates a certain personality where that person ends up very gracious.
Yes.
For someone
appreciative
of someone who plays with them. Which I agree with you in that along those lines, that's a much more interesting sexual partner to me.
It is.
Than somebody who looks a certain way.
Exactly.
Because that person's working at it.
Yeah. I like sex adventures. I don't want sex acts.
Yeah.
Sex adventures.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good way to put that. I wanted to get to, because we do a form spring thing.
Okay.
And if you don't know about it, it's B, the letter B, sex positive, on form spring, and you can type in questions, and if we get them in time, then we'll answer them on the air. We'll answer them during our live show. And I did have a question come in, I think it came in yesterday, and I think it would be really good for Mika Tan to have
A whack at it.
a whack at this. I think it'd be really good.
Whack.
So, this person writes, I have had both men and women I was interested in tell me no way because there's no such thing as being bisexual. I'm just a lesbian who is afraid to commit or a straight chick who likes to dabble. Do I need to pick one or the other to find a relationship?
No. Oh, to find a relationship? I think you would have to pick one or the other. I mean, me personally, I would have to pick. Because for me, I need to have more of a one-on-one companionship relationship. But some people like open ones.
I think first, it depends on what type of relationship we're talking about.
Yeah, well, what do you
Because if you're talking about an absolute monogamous relationship, then for that time period,
then you would have to pick one or the other, yeah. But I mean, I know a lot
they're
of people
lucky enough to find someone intersex. But,
But is the question, do I need to go pick one before I start looking for a relationship?
I think that's what they're concerned about, is that they'll meet a guy and she'll say, oh, I'm bisexual, and the guy will say, yeah, no, you're not. Or the girl will say, no, you're not.
Yeah, I think the guys will find it intriguing. Women may be like, because I think most lesbians don't really like the idea, like, oh, there's going to be a cack involved, maybe, possibly taking you away. So I think it depends on who you're talking to. Because I think most guys would be like, yeah, bring another girl home, you know?
But fear colors everything. Like,
True.
if you've been with X before, you're going to go back to X.
Yeah.
You might be with me right now, but
Are you just
it's always
passing
fear.
time? But I mean, you can get that with anybody of any sex, really.
Yeah.
So it's not just unique to bisexuality, even though bisexual people get told that all the time.
Absolutely.
This is
You're on the
textbook.
fence.
Yeah, they're
You
always
can't
told
choose.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah. This is why I switched from bisexual to queer, because nobody can figure out queer enough to tell me that I have to choose one thing or another. Whereas when I identified as bisexual, I had that where I had lesbian women telling me, commit. You have to commit to being a lesbian, or you're not really into women. And I'm like, no, that's not it. It's not that I'm not really into women. Just because I don't want to.
I love women.
Commit to only being with women. And I think the thing with men, I didn't have an issue where men found it threatening per se, but there was sort of that overarching idea of, oh, cool, you have sex with women, that means we can bring a third person
Exactly,
in.
yeah, they assume.
Which was that assumption, and not that I'm against that necessarily, but that's not a part of the package deal.
Yeah, no.
That should not be
That
assumed.
wasn't an invitation,
That wasn't
yeah.
And that could happen with a heterosexual couple anyway.
Yeah,
One of them
absolutely.
might come up with that one
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yes.
Miss CP says, fence? What fence? I see no fence.
There's no...
Where's line in the sand? I see no line in the sand.
Yeah, there's no fence.
Coming from another geek girl.
Yeah,
Wherever she
another
is.
sexy geek girl, Caroline Pierce.
Oh, it's yes, hello.
Hello. Yeah, we'll have to have like a sexy geek night. And
The chat room wants to see Mika and Caroline playing D&D top.
don't we
Nice.
all? I hope we all get.
I don't know how to play D&D. I don't know how to play D&D.
It's easy. We can show you.
They will show
We'll
you.
Yeah, no.
We'll bring
They
you
will
in.
show you. I've never
I'm
played
very
in my life.
I'm very specific with my geekdom.
Handshake. I'll show you how that works.
But isn't that sad what happens to bisexual people? They get told that over and over. It's like the prejudice you found with the porn performers who were like, oh, you've been a hooker? Like,
Yeah.
every group that you think is being oppressed is oppressing somebody else.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
Coming
funny.
up with prejudices. Like,
Yeah, and I actually was reading recently. There was something in some research thing that I read, because that's all I'm doing right now, and the person was pointing out that the bisexual community, as it were, is probably even more oppressed than the gay or lesbian community,
Yes,
because the
because
gay
they
and
look
lesbian
down.
community ignore them
They pretty
entirely.
much, yeah.
You don't exist. You can't be bisexual. We've decided that you don't exist.
You know, that's even worse, right?
Which is horrible. Which is even worse than
non-entity being a
saying
non-entity.
you exist but we don't like you. It's you can't possibly exist, and so they're denying that self-identity, that sexual identity. I can identify as lesbian. I can identify as heterosexual. I can't identify as bisexual because I don't exist when I'm bisexual.
Yeah. Well, I've had a
So,
lesbian
now-
relationship and heterosexual relationship. Moved in with a girl. Two different ones, but yeah. I think if I found the right woman, then I wouldn't say I'm totally against that. But some women are just little bags of emotion, and they're really hard to understand, and I have a hard time with that. They're really nice and squishy and soft, and I like cooking. I mean, we get along. And I was like, man, PMS. I'm so frightened of PMS. I can't. I don't.
You don't want the baggage.
I don't have PMS. So, and I've never had cramps. I mean, I just like, I'm bleeding. Damn it! Why am I wearing white? So, it's frightening to me to have to live with that. Like, you mean you're yelling at me? I didn't even do anything wrong. Eh? Slamming things around. Hello, is everything okay, honey? Yeah. Why? I don't know. Just wondering.
Just checking.
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah.
You sound exactly like a guy.
I know,
That's so
right?
cool.
Yeah, I've never heard these things before.
Yeah.
It's all universal.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So, yeah, I mean, that I get along with a lot of women and yeah.
So how would you identify yourself?
I like men because they're pretty simple, and I'm simple, and like, hey, I want to fuck.
You're
okay.
joyful. Simple sounds like an insult. You're joyful.
No, thank you. I mean,
How would you
I
identify yourself?
Me? I'm definitely bisexual because I love playing with women. I just can't deal with the emotional side most of the time.
Do you feel that you're more analytical?
I am. I'm pretty Vulcan. I am.
You broke the internet again.
Oh no! Well, we'll just keep.
What are you talking about, Tammy Kim? That crazy half Korean, half Irish. That's a bad combination. That's a bad combination. Koreans are
Korean and Irish?
Korean and Irish, yeah. She used to drink and drinking. Oh, it's bad. But
So we're broken now?
Broken?
Working on it.
We're broken.
We're temporarily offline.
So they don't see my boob coming out?
Are those real?
Really expensive.
They hang well.
I know, right?
You're not wearing a bra?
No.
Oh, they're totally hanging. Yeah.
Feel them.
Really?
Feel them.
I felt
We have
before.
this on film.
These
We
are
probably
made
can't
out
put
of
this part
soybean.
on
Where
YouTube.
are they? I know, there's
can't
nothing
put this
in
on
there.
YouTube.
Like,
There
it's
is.
all real.
The bag is
We're
made
back
out of
on.
soybean.
Okay,
Here, I'm
soybean and
covering
what?
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
She's checking out my
Yeah.
implant.
Soybean and then
We're
what's
not allowed
the
to be
liquid?
naked
The
on
liquid
here.
is saline.
But
Okay, what do you mean
Are we
soybean?
back?
Like
The bag,
No,
the bag
yes.
is made out of
Yes.
soy. The bag is
Okay.
made out of soy byproduct. But isn't it funny? Like,
Dude, it's so real.
Yeah.
so we're talking to Mika Tan
Sorry.
and her tits.
I don't mean to be all analytical, but I'm trying to find the bag and I
You
can't.
So
$8,900. That's what that's.
So they're very expensive.
So-
okay.
so-
you have to request those? That's
Yeah.
the vegan
Yes.
implants?
Yes. The Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
The vegan, she has
Yes.
the vegan implants.
So I have to ask, was that the first time that you felt another woman's breast?
No, I have. I have
Okay.
felt another, she wasn't a porn star. Somebody else did say, here, come film my and a couple people were doing it, so I got to feel it, yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
People with implants are very forthcoming.
I know, that's what I noticed.
We're really proud of it. Like, you spend all this money, you want people to appreciate it. Come feel it.
So then technically I've only felt women who had implants who are like, hey, come feel this. Yeah.
Okay.
By
Well,
invitation only.
what we need for comparison is we need more natural women
Exactly.
to make themselves available to use.
But then I'm afraid I might go gay if I, start touching boobs.
Right.
And it's contagious, Watch out.
They're all pointing at me that I should have Simone feel my breasts for comparison.
Are yours real?
Mine are real.
Ooh, I
I
think
don't
we
know.
should.
I was told that I have very
Relax.
dense breasts. My physician told me.
They're very dense.
Yeah, I had my mammogram done.
Okay.
You
Because
did?
I had a
I
mammogram
don't even want to go
done
do
last
it.
year. I was
Oh,
40.
no.
Had a mammogram done,
Dude.
and
I want to.
I was told that I have very dense breasts.
So does this
I don't know what that means.
Huh?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I mean, I guess that they're solid.
Very fibrous, I
Very
guess.
fibers. They're
Yeah.
solid. They're.
It makes sense. I mean, if you
Sure.
look at x-rays of boob,
And
mammograms.
then nobody
Yeah.
grabbed nothing.
No. Okay.
I get it,
So,
I get it.
I know. There you go.
yeah, I mean, I have a bra, but
It's okay, it's very nice. It's very nice.
I can't. I have my limits.
I know it's
can't.
okay. You don't have
If
to.
we have a professional working relationship, we don't want to
We're trying to not muddy the waters with our sexual
That's right.
relationship.
No gray areas.
But I
And
got felt up by
Orthodox.
Mika Tan, so that was cool.
And you notice I'm not offering mine to you.
That's alright.
Okay.
That's alright.
And I fell in
Maybe for
love.
my birthday.
Oh, you want to feel mine?